What's up, everybody? Jaxxsin here, and today I want to talk a little bit about Suicide Squad. And I'm going to talk about a lot of things Suicide Squad, but this is the main story in this, and the main point I'm going to be working towards are these people who are saying that Rotten Tomatoes should be shut down due to the early reviews on Suicide Squad, because apparently it's not looking good. And I think DC even knew this, and Warner Brothers knew this, and that's why it was like 2 days before the theatrical release that this was reviewer ready for reviewers to watch. And that was the same with in the case of Batman versus Superman. They only did it 2 days in advance. I think Marvel fucking did Captain America's Civil War like 4 weeks in advance or something like that. It was a long time. They gave that to the critics a long time before. Now, the thing is that these fans are petitioning. This is a legit petition going around on the internet right now. And I can't even remember how many signatures, but enough that it's news. Okay? And these people think that you need to shut down Rotten Tomatoes because Suicide Squad is getting negative reviews. Okay. I'm gonna tell you, and this is the thing, okay? I don't fucking care for critics. I usually don't give a shit. I'm not a frequenter of Rotten Tomatoes. I don't buy into what those people are saying, because here's the thing, those people aren't me. And I personally have watched enough movies and partaken in enough of that media that I know what my tastes are. I know what movies look good for me, what movies I'm going to enjoy, and what movies I'm just like, it'll be entertaining, but at the end of the day, it'll just be another movie I watched, right? And that's why I don't go to the theater a lot, because my taste is very particular. It's something, and I'm not gonna pay money to go to a theater when I can wait and watch it when it's on cable or whatever, months later. I'm not feeling in the need to I'm not the kind of guy who has to see all of them. All right, I was for a long time, but then I was just wasting money at a certain point because I was buying movies that were shit that I was watching once a night, or once, the first time I bought it. I was going to movies and paying like, $8 to see a fucking movie that I watched once in theaters and then bought when it came out and didn't I have boxes and boxes of DVDs, all right? So I know what I like, I know what I don't like, okay? From the jump, with the Suicide Squad, I remember the first thing I've really heard about the Suicide Squad is that it was being done, and this was from my buddy Jeff, and he explained to me that the dude in charge of it was the fucking guy who, I don't know if he wrote or directed, it's David Ayer, but I don't know if he wrote or directed Fast and the Furious, but the thing about the Fast and the Furious, which needs to be mentioned right now, and the reason that I haven't really cared for the direction of the Suicide Squad as a whole, because I kind of see the same thing being done with it as is the reason that Fast and the Furious was such a relevant film and carried, a lot of those actors in it to bigger, roles and bigger stardom, you know what I mean? Like, blew some of them up. Some of those people were really talented actors too, given the right roles. But that movie, when you look at it, after you're not used, because I was in high school when that shit came out, so I loved the Fast and the Furious. Like, I was a big fan of that film. I watched it a lot. I think I owned it on DVD, like the special edition shit. Like, I really, 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 really liked the Fast and the Furious. Okay, I liked Triple X. Okay, now years down the line, you go back and you watch these movies when you're not young, and it's you can see the polish has worn off over the years, and these movies aren't that good. They're not that great. They're full of plot holes, just full of unnecessary action scenes that are cut so tight that you can't even really tell what's going on. It's just, it's worn off. You've been able to, you just can tell over the years, as the years have passed, you can just tell now that this isn't for you anymore. It's just, it was for someone, it was for that young kid you were, the young, that's who it was for. All right. So with the Suicide Squad, once they revealed what the Joker looked like, once they revealed where they were going with a Harley Quinn, I was like, this is exactly what they're doing. This is geared towards a younger audience. The Joker goes from being, and I'm not saying the Heath Ledger Joker is the iconic Joker. I'm not saying what Joker is the best. I enjoy a variety of Jokers. My favorites are Mark Hamill's in the animated series, Heath Ledger, obviously, and Jack Nicholson. Those are my three Jokers, okay? Those are the Jokers that I've enjoyed the most, all right? And in my opinion, Heath Ledger did an excellent job as the Joker, you know what I mean? Fitting into the Nolan universe. I enjoyed that Joker. I enjoyed that character. I enjoyed the story told in that movie a lot, all right? And when I saw that all of a sudden the Joker now is a mishmash between like a fucking hipster punk band and a fucking, you know, Lil Wayne with the grill and like the shitty fucking juggalo tattoos, and like I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Whose Joker is this? This isn't my Joker. This isn't for me. Like, and I, you know, and this is the thing when we get into what these fans are saying and it's the trope, and it's just being rolled out like red carpet at the premiere of this fucking movie. Is, you know, this is a movie that's for the fans. This is the movie that's for the fans. That's what they said about Batman versus Superman too. Like, this movie is for the fans of, you know, the comics, of the character, of the source material. This is a movie for the fans. And that's rolled out, that's held up like a crucifix against the devil in the night that is the critics or anyone who questions Batman versus Superman, Zack Snyder, those fucking, you know what I mean? It's just this, you're not a real fan. You don't understand what's going on because you're not a real fan. This isn't, you know, and these are the same people that are now requesting that Rotten Tomatoes be shut down because they fucking have a less than favorable review score for the Suicide Squad. Let me explain to you, okay? This movie is for kids, right? If you're young, you're gonna enjoy this movie, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I'll probably enjoy this movie too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna love it as much as, you know, someone who's the younger audience. I'm not gonna care for it as much as they are. But, you know, and I'm not gonna hate it. I really don't feel like I'm going to hate it. I'm not gonna hate Jared Leto's reiteration of the Joker. I won't. I love the Joker enough that I'll be able to see what he was going for and I'll enjoy it. I'm not gonna hate Harley Quinn. I'm gonna hate how they have portrayed her with her costume because I understand that sex sells, and that's going to bother me the whole time because I love Harley Quinn, but not just because she's super fucking sexy. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's definitely part of it. But she's also, you know, a brilliant person gone fucking completely mad because someone even more brilliant than her and madder than her drove her to that. And her whole story, it's just, I could tell that the direction they were taking her, it wasn't going to go into that, and it was going to be more, you know, like sexual tropes, things like that. She was going to be on display. She's a body banquet there to help sales, you know, for the kids. And I understand it, sex sells, I understand it, all right? But I just, it wasn't for me. But I'm not gonna hate it. I'll enjoy Margot Robbie as, you know, her, but I'm not gonna go to the theater to pay to see it. Because I kind of expect that this movie isn't for me. I expect this movie to feel almost on a, like, scene-to-scene basis as, like, most other of this guy's films. Because I'm sorry, like, I looked at this dude's, you know, his IMDb, and you know, the only thing I saw that I was like, okay, that's a fucking classic, I can't say shit about that one, was Training Day. That was it. That was the only one by this guy that I was like, okay, that's a fucking classic, you know. And I can't fucking say anything bad about Training Day. That's a movie that has always held up. I've watched it again and again and again, year after year after year. You know, I throw the DVD in, I watch that fucking thing. You know what? Still holds up. Brilliant fucking movie, right? But he wrote it, okay? Now, the movies that he's directed, I'm just thinking in my mind, I'm like, they were all very, like, Fast and the Furious-y. And I don't even know if he directed Fast and the Furious. So don't hold it against me if he didn't direct it and he just wrote it. Because he's spread it out a lot. But one thing that I was looking at I was looking at all of this and I'm like, what qualifies this guy to be responsible for the Suicide Squad? And, you know, and it drives me nuts because I couldn't find one movie in there that I was like, oh, okay, like he's got some vision that will help him pull a story together out of this. But then I was like, you know what? I don't think that that's what they wanted anyway. I think they wanted his vision, which is, you know, if you go look at his fucking, you know, there's the one he did with, Batman himself, Christian Bale, and I can't remember the movie, but it was all right, but it was very forgettable. It wasn't like, you know, it wasn't groundbreaking. It wasn't anything I hadn't seen Bell do before. I felt like he was just doing it for a paycheck. I didn't believe his character, and it was just forgettable enough that I think I only watched it once and never gave a shit again, and I can't even remember the title of it right now. Either way, these things, like, I think they wanted that. Because he's got, he's been able to make a lot of money off of selling the formula that he is, it's just, it didn't look like someone that was gonna make the movie that I wanted to see, alright? And here's the thing, is I'm a fan of Batman, alright? And I'm a fan of Harley Quinn, and I'm a fan of the Joker. So, when these fans are saying that, like, they need to shut this down because these reviews aren't, talking for the fans, these aren't the fan reviews, you know what I mean? Well, you know what? The thing is if this was made for the fans, then from the jump, I would have been on board, because I'm a fucking fan, and I've not been on board for this at all. I'm just like a passive bystander, not really giving a shit anymore, because I'm just too old to be fucking, like, excited about something that I can tell is not meant for me. And, I'm just, I can't care enough to vehemently hate it and, rage against it, because I just don't care enough to be like that anymore when it comes to movies. Like, in my opinion, like I said, like, I've seen so many movies, I've watched so many movies, that it's just like, at a certain point, I have been able to decide what is my personal flavor, what I will enjoy, you know what I mean? And every now and then, rarely, but fucking every now and then, I will have someone introduce me to a new movie that I will be, very excited about and watch and be like, okay, yeah, okay, that's a good movie. Like, and my preconception of that movie was not right. And, like, for instance, I felt the Warcraft movie was going to be way fucking, like, just shit. I thought and that was one that I was hating against, like, hardcore, like, because that's something I fucking really have been wanting to see for a long time. So that was something I was like, Argh. But a Suicide Squad movie, man, I didn't care. I was like, whatever, dude. Like, yeah, I know this would be a cool idea. Yeah, but, I just felt like what was going to happen was what I feel has happened. And that's why when people bash these critics who, I would never defend, because I honestly think most critics are very pretentious human beings who feel like they have a certain self-worth of importance over the common people, like, well, no, that fucking masses will like this, and no, like, just kind of that sort of attitude about them. And I don't like that. I don't like pretentiousness. I don't like arrogance. I don't, it's something that bothers me. And most critics are completely arrogant and very self-involved and, like, very, very pretentious. Now, the thing is the reason I'll defend them in this case is because let's look at it from this fan side, the people who want Rotten Tomatoes shut down. Okay, you gotta understand that DC didn't give them the movie 2 days before release for a reason. Okay, there was a reason Marvel was like, and Universal was like, yeah, sure, here you go, like, fucking have it however many weeks in advance, and because we know you're gonna like it, and DC's like, no, 2 days before max, that's it, that's all we can give them. And the thing about this that is so infuriatingly frustrating is that it's obviously not going to be good. If it's gonna be good, you wouldn't be fighting, you wouldn't be trying to hide all of this, there wouldn't be a problem. But I haven't seen it yet. I don't plan on seeing it. It's one that I'll definitely wait for. It's one that I will feel completely fine just waiting until it's out on DVD and watching it then. So let me know in the comments what you think. But this is a new series I kind of been trying to kick around. I call it Fanboy Fridays. It's just if I find like an incredibly ridiculous fucking fanboy story that's like this, it just cracks me up, I want to do a video on it. So if you like this video, you want to see more of these, do a thumbs up. If you hated it, do a thumbs down so they'll stop. And tell me what you thought in the comments, man. Tell me how you guys feel about the Suicide Squad. Sorry, I can't talk right now. Tell me how you feel about the Suicide Squad movie and whether or not the critics are just asshole, pretentious pieces of shit who don't know their head from their ass. Anyway, that's it for me. Jaxxsin out. Love you guys. Take care. Till next time, stay safe, stay awesome, and be excellent to each other.